Hi everyone, my name is Hannah DeBoer and I love makeup, and today I wanted to share with you what I generally wear on an everyday basis. Let's get into it. Alright, let's get started. So I already have my face washed and moisturized, and I also did my brows off camera. And so I used the Wet n Wild retractable brow pencil in the shade Ash Brown. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my eyes. I generally start with my eyes because I don't want to have any fallout onto my foundation after I make my face all beautiful, because it's really hard to go in and clean up. I just am priming my eyes with the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. You can use an eye primer or any other concealer that is your favorite. I just have been really liking this one, and so I'm just blending it into my eyes for the base to cancel out any redness or veins that we don't want popping through, and just to make it all even. Alright, so now I'm going to take my Coty Airspun setting powder and I'm going to set my eyes so that we don't have any creasing. I do like this powder. The only downside to it is that it kind of smells like your grandma. But if you like the smell of your grandma, then you will like this. Okay, now I'm going to go into my Dream Street and Kathleen Lights from ColourPop palette, and I'm just going to take a little fluffy concealer brush and go into Magical right here, dip my brush in, and I'm just going to go into the crease and then a little bit above, just blending. And I'm using windshield wiper motions and also circular motions to blend it, and trying to make it as seamless as possible. Alright, so now on a different brush, I'm going to go into Shooting Star here and just further define my crease and just blending it into what we had before. I'm just doing the same on the other side. Okay, next on the same brush, I'm going to go into this color right here called Potion, and just dipping my brush in and also going into right where we put that last shade. Okay, so now I'm going to take that brush I used earlier that I used with the shade Magical without any extra product. I'm just going to go ahead and buff a little bit more on the top so that all the shadows blend together and we have no harsh lines. Alright, so now on a flat brush, I'm going to take and go into Elfish right here, this brown shade, and dip it in, tap it off, and then I'm just going to go into my outer V right here and just stamping it in. Going in back, get some more. And just to blend it out, to make it look nicer, I'm just going to take that same brush and blend out the edges a little bit so they're not quite as harsh. Alright, so I'm going to go into that Shooting Stars shade and a little bit of Magical, and going to mix them a little bit and just go ahead and put it right where we put it last time, just going over it and bringing that color back out and then going back in. Okay, so now I'm going to go back into Magical and then put this over the rest of my eye and just meeting up with the shade Elfish that we put on the outer V. Okay, I'm going to take that same brush we used for Elfish and dipping it into it and just fixing a little bit on this outer V on this eye and darkening up on this eye as well. Alright, now I'm going to take a wipe and clean up my edges here and just tapping down these harsh edges because I want it more of a soft everyday look. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and prime my face using the Master Prime from Maybelline. I'm really liking this because it's super hydrating, and for this time of year my skin just gets really dry. Try not to mess up my brows. Okay, now that my face is primed, I'm going to be using two foundations. I'm going to be mixing the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow in the shade Creamy Natural 202, and then the Maybelline 24-Hour Foundation in the shade Ivory, or Natural Ivory 112, sorry. I really enjoy both foundations even on their own. I'm just gonna squeeze some in the back of my hand, but I don't quite have the right shade in the Maybelline one, but I like the full coverage of that one, so I'm just gonna use both of them and mix them on the back of my hand. And then just gonna take my Damp Beauty blender, just gonna put this on my face real quick, and put the butt of the blender in and then pounce it onto my face. Okay, I'm just gonna go in a little bit more, filling it to the coverage that I want. Up, got it in the hair. So always make sure you blend down your neck so that you don't have any harsh, weird lines and people are like, she's wearing foundation. You can definitely tell. Most people can probably tell you're wearing foundation anyway, but you don't want it to make it like real obvious. Alright, so now I'm gonna go ahead and use that same concealer I used earlier, my Maybelline one, and going to go highlight underneath the eyes, cancel out them dark circles as much as I can. Going to go on the chin, a little bit down the nose, and a little bit onto the forehead. I'm going to put a little more under the eyes. I'm taking my same beauty blender and bouncing that out. I'm trying to get as close to my eyeshadow as possible without destroying what we've already created. This is where the weird looks come in. Listen, when you're doing your mascara, my face is going to be like this, always. Okay, so now that the concealer is done, I'm going to take the same powder and going to powder underneath my eyes and the whole face so that it doesn't leave creases and make me look 15 to 20 years older than I actually am. Because no girl wants to look older than she is, you know what I mean. And just taking it on a fluffy brush around the rest of my face to set it and make it last all day long. Okay, now that my face is set, I'm going to go ahead and finish my under eyes and going to go into Magical again. I'm going to pinch the end of my brush and just run it underneath my lash line. Alright, now I'm going to also go into Shooting Star, but I'll take it on my different brush here. Tap it off and run it underneath as well. Just tying all the shadows in together. Alright, now on that flat brush, I'm going to take Elfish, dip it in, tap it off, and go underneath the outer corner of this eye, connecting it to what we already have on the outer edge here. Trying to be very careful so I don't flick it everywhere and mess up the entire look, because that would stink. Okay, so now on a pencil brush, I am going to go into Moony and going to highlight my inner corner of my eye to brighten the eyes and also my collarbone. I mean my brow bone. Gosh. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and pop on some mascara. I'm going to curl my lashes first. And I'm going to use the Voluminous Lash Paradise from L'Oreal, and I'm going to apply 2 coats. Right, now that my mascara is on, eyes are finished, I'm going to go ahead and put some definition into my face, so I don't look so ghostly and pancakey. So I'm just taking my Hoola bronzer and going to bronze my face, trying to follow my natural shadow underneath my cheekbones. Also taking it around the hairline and the forehead. Oh, got all these crazy baby hairs flying everywhere. And down the neck as well. If you think you went a little too crazy, you can take your same brush that you used your powder and just dust a little bit and then go over it just to tone it down a smidgen. Sometimes I like to get a little carried away, if you know what I mean. Alright, I'm going to go into my Bare Minerals blush in the shade But Coffee first. Yes, guys, I love coffee. I love coffee. Just kind of putting it on the apples of my cheek and bring it back to my ear. Blending it in. You can also smile to see where your cheeks are, you know, if you can't find your cheeks. Okay, now going into my ColourPop highlighter in the shade Lunch Money, I'm going to take my dampened beauty blender and just highlight my cheekbone area, basically all the high points of my face. Tip of my nose, down the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow. I like to do some on the forehead and a little bit on the chin, basically. I like it everywhere. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and clean the foundation off my lips. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and set my face. I do use 2 setting sprays. The first one is my Mario Badescu setting spray. And this one is the facial spray with aloe, chamomile, and lavender. I'm just gonna spritz it all over the face with your mouth closed, or you inhale it and it tastes awful. Now I'm just fanning it. I like to use this one to basically melt the products all together so my face doesn't look powdery at all, because I don't like that look at all. And then also I'm going to take my Morphe setting spray and then just lock it in. And fanning it again. You don't have to use 2 setting sprays like I do. I just like it and I find that it makes my makeup stay longer, but you definitely don't have to do that. All right, for lips, I'm going to go into the Buxom lip pencil in the shade Uncover. I'm going to line and fill my lips. All right, and then I'm going to go into the Buxom Lip Plumper Gloss in the shade, oh, there it is, Moscow Mule. Makes your lips all tingly. All right, and then I'm going to go into my Benefit Brow Tint Gel and going to just fluff up my eyebrows. I love fluffy brows. My favorite. All right, that is it. This is my generally what I would wear on an everyday basis. Sometimes I like to switch it up. You can obviously do whatever you like. You don't have to do what I do. I just wanted to share with you what I generally do. All right, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please like and share and comment on this video. Show your friends, show your family, post it everywhere, and I will see you next time. Bye.